What's up, y'all? Hope y'all doing good. I'm Anthony K. Thomas, and welcome to Wrestling with Rumors. Welcome, everyone. So, first off, I know the tone in my voice is not how it usually sounds. Usually a little bit more, have a little bit more enthusiasm about what I'm about to talk about, which is pro wrestling, all the rumors and speculation, all that stuff. I love doing all that stuff. I'm just going through some things. I'm just going through it mentally right now, and had some very hard-hitting bad news for me. And right now I just feel like a lot of people feel right now. I just feel rock bottom, and I feel like it feels like I'm about to lose everything. But I still wanted to get on here, rain or shine or whatever I'm going through mentally, put all that to the side, and come on here like I do every Sunday and talk to all of you good people, and let's speculate and discuss the rumors and discuss a few other things as well. So with that, let's get into it. So like every rumor that I read on here on Wrestling with Rumors, every rumor is what it is. It is a rumor. We can speculate as wildly as we want, but until that rumor is proven true, it's confirmed by the company or the person the rumor is about, they remain what they are, rumors. So with that, let's get into everything that is wrestling with rumors. The Wrestling Observer's Brian Alvarez has said there is talk within WWE over what to do about upcoming Saudi Arabia events scheduled for this year amid ongoing conflicts in the Middle East. This is something, I brought this up first because at some point during this episode, I am going to talk about this a lot more. I just wanted to, I guess, put a pin, let you know here's a pin into one of the things we are going to talk about later. And this is one of those things. So let's keep going. According to Bodyslam.net, WWE could have plans to bring back Finn Balor's demon gimmick for his feud with Dominic Mysterio. I can see, I believe everything has set up for a Dominic Mysterio versus Finn Balor for WrestleMania 42. Whether it's for the AAA Mega Championship or not, we will see. But I feel that bringing the demon back after it's been a good couple of years since we've seen the demon Balor. So I feel WrestleMania 42, Las Vegas, Balor versus Mysterio, which is where I feel this is going. That would be a great place, a great opportunity to bring the demon character back for this particular episode. I mean, he's already back to his old theme music, which is great. So let's bring the demon back for at least WrestleMania 42. WrestleVotes notes there has not been a negative reaction within AEW to Ronda Rousey coming in from wrestlers or otherwise. I think Ronda Rousey coming to AEW, I feel that I did read something that it was a bit of a stab towards TKO, is why she showed up on AEW. But for any reasons why she's on AEW, whether it's for her friend Maria Saphir, who's in AEW, or for her own personal reasons, whatever it is, whatever she does in AEW is run off the knowledge that she picked up for her time in WWE, from mistakes she has made in AEW to things she did that were successful in WWE. All of that comes with her to AEW. So what comes next for Ronda Rousey? I know a lot of people are saying Toni Storm, and I'm going to bring up Toni Storm in a little bit. I guess we will see, and it will be different. And it could be exciting. It could be something fans have already seen and they're just not into it anymore. Anything is possible for Ronda Rousey in AEW in the coming months and the rest of the year. So we will see. The Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal moving to SmackDown every year was done because WWE doesn't try to get everyone on the card at WrestleMania anymore, says Fightful Select. I agree with this statement. I don't feel like everyone should be on the card at WrestleMania. WrestleMania is the top 4 PLEs of the year, right? There's your Royal Rumble, there's your WrestleMania, there's your SummerSlam, and there's your Survivor Series. When it comes to Royal Rumble, get as many people as you can in the Royal Rumble for the men and the women's card, absolutely. But during WrestleMania, it's an event that is prime real estate, if y'all know what I mean, and based on the story that's being told, based on the match that needs to be had, is what gets on the card for WrestleMania. Not everyone gets on the card. I know everyone who is on that roster, main roster, NXT roster, they all want to have a match at WrestleMania, whether it's the first match, whether it's the middle match, or whether it's the main event. They all want a match at WrestleMania. Who doesn't want a match? If you're a professional wrestler, who doesn't want a match at WrestleMania? It's one of the biggest events. So it's a hard fight. It's a marathon to that finish. So yeah, not getting everyone on the card, totally get that. Giving them an opportunity to shine at the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal to give people in the back to think about possibly for next year. Absolutely. And I love having the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal on SmackDown anyway. It fills time, especially the night before WrestleMania, so there's not a whole lot to worry about in that case. I mean, now that SmackDown is 3 hours for the time being, having a match like this could fill up that card, could fill up that first hour. Easy. Anyway, I'm talking way too much on this, but yeah, absolutely. Dave Meltzer made clear on Wrestling Observer Radio that while WWE is doing Drew McIntyre versus Jacob Fatu on SmackDown, it's just to build to another match between the two at WrestleMania 42. Now, they were supposed... Now, this past Friday on SmackDown, it was supposed to be Jacob Fatu versus Drew McIntyre. That did not happen. Instead, they ended up fighting all throughout those 3 hours of SmackDown. And the way it ended with them on the balcony of this building and how they fell over definitely takes them out for a while. And it takes them out long enough for Nick Aldis to make this match at WrestleMania 42 official. And that's probably around the time we'll see them again. Like, we probably won't see them this coming week on SmackDown. We'll probably won't see them until like a week or 2 weeks before WrestleMania, possibly. But I think what we saw this past Friday on SmackDown, that is absolutely the final thing to get us to to get us to a match between Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania 42. Awesome. Selfmade Pro says they were told Javon Evans is likely for a multi-man match planned for Penta's Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania 42. Hey, put him in an opportunity where he gets a shot at the Intercontinental Championship. Absolutely. This is a great opportunity also for Penta to have a match at WrestleMania as the Intercontinental Champion. Whether or not he retains, I hope he is able to retain the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania. This is a match this is a match that we should see put together either this Monday on either on this Monday's episode of Raw or on the next 2 episodes coming up for Raw. We should see this match start to come together if this is not a rumor, According to WrestleVotes, WWE is optimistic that Braun Breaker will return in time for WrestleMania 42. However, there is a backup plan in place just in case he isn't back for the show. As I've said before, there is a good chance that both Seth Rollins and LA Knight might not have a match at WrestleMania 42. They might not be on the card. They might be a part of the show in some way, as it seems that we are getting closer to the Vision, which is Logan Paul and Austin Theory, who are left, going after the Usos for the World Tag Team titles. So I feel that that is where that direction is going, which is what I thought it was going to be. Now, as far as whatever the backup plan is, if Braun Breaker comes back, and if Braun Breaker doesn't come back, that's okay. The injury that he has, whatever kind of injury you have in professional wrestling, you want to allow your body to heal up and rehab, and you don't want to rush it. It's understandable how a professional wrestler, when they get injured, how it makes them feel, and how fast they want to come back. We all want to be like X-Men in some way and be able to heal like that. That would be great. But being optimistic about Braun Breaker coming back is one thing. As long as he's able to come back, he's completely clear, he's completely healed. Then we still got that match that we were expected to have at WrestleMania 42 between Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins. It's very close. This is where it's very close whether or not he'll be cleared in time. But if he's not, then it's a match that can still happen, but not at WrestleMania. It just won't be a match that happens at WrestleMania. It'll be a match that happens at another PLE. But we will see. Wrestling Observer Live's Brian Alvarez speculates that AEW commentators were a little confused about Toni Storm's injury angle at the start of Dynamite because something planned happened, followed by something that happened unplanned. Let me continue. According to Fightful Select, AEW expects that Toni Storm won't be cleared to wrestle again in 2026. So connecting those dots between the thing with Ronda Rousey and the commentators of AEW and to this is that the commentators being confused about that whole thing is, I guess there might be a hint of lack of communication on that, and then the unexpected happening when Toni Storm got injured. And Toni Storm being out for the rest of the year is a blow for AEW. That sucks. One of the top talents in AEW. So it's suspected that she's going to be out for the rest of this year. Nothing confirmed on that. But if she is out, I wish her a speedy recovery, and I know she'll be missed. We will all miss her. And we will see her again, probably within the first of the year of 2027, if she is indeed out for the rest of 2026. Fans in attendance at AEW's Slam Dunk Collision taping said it looked like Josh Alexander suffered a knee injury during his match. He was helped to the back afterwards. It did look like he suffered a bit of a knee injury. I haven't really heard anything about whether or not that's confirmed or not. But maybe on an episode of Rumor of the Day, I might have something. And if I do, let all you know. Alvarez indicates that AEW will definitely break the stipulation that Hangman Page will never challenge for the World Championship ever again. Meltzer says that stipulation helped Revolution draw AEW's biggest buy rate on pay-per-view since last year's All In. I'm not surprised about this one. The stipulation will stay in place for a good while, but I'd like to think that it's a stipulation that will be broken Probably after, at some point, MJF loses the AEW championship, whenever that is. I feel like that's when that will happen. I think MJF versus Adam Page, I think that's done. That's behind us. I think what comes next for Adam Page is a great question. He wasn't on Dynamite this past Wednesday, so I think he maybe for now he's just taking some time off, allowing his body to heal up after everything that went down in that Death Texas match. So what comes next for Adam Page is a great question, and one I can't really speculate because I don't even know where to start with that. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that stipulation gets break eventually at some point down the line. Per Post Wrestling, WWE currently has Night of Champions in Saudi Arabia scheduled for June 27th, assuming conflict in the Middle East doesn't prevent it. Let me continue. Votes sources in WWE thinks it's doubtful at best that this summer's Night of Champions PLE will take place in Saudi Arabia as originally planned due to Israel and USA's ongoing war with Iran. That leads me into the thing I want to talk about with this, which is the possible changes in WWE PLE's location scheduling when it comes to Saudi Arabia. Now, as far as what is left for Saudi Arabia this year, they had Royal Rumble. So next up would have been Night of Champions. And then following Night of Champions, it would have been Crown Jewel. Now that we're in this war again, and as much as they want to say it'll be over in a week, it'll be over in 2 weeks, it'll be over when I feel it. This is something that will, if you're my age, and you understand, and you were around during you're around after 9/11, after the Afghanistan war went on, and understanding the phrase forever war and how long that went, you understand the feeling. You might feel the same way about what's going on right now in Iran with this, and how this could lead to another forever war. Regardless of what Donald Trump and his administration says, we are in this for a while. It feels like that. And how that affects the events that are planned in Saudi Arabia for the safety of the professional wrestlers, I feel Night of Champions and Crown Jewel, because I feel like this will go probably for the rest of the year. I feel that. And if I'm wrong, great. But if I'm not wrong, and this continues on through June, through October, November, then Crown Jewel, Night of Champions, I'm hoping WWE has a backup plan of where else to have these two events in the off chance this doesn't happen. There is a good chance that if their backup plan might be Night of Champions and Crown Jewel will be in the Performance Center. There is a good chance that will happen if they can't find an arena to do this. There's still some time to plan, to have a backup plan of where to have Night of Champions and Crown Jewel. So we will see on that. Now, as far as 2027 goes, WrestleMania, if this war continues into next year, which it is a big possibility this war continues on into next year, then where's WrestleMania? Then the question becomes WrestleMania 27. If it can't be in Saudi Arabia, where else can it be? I know we're a year. We still got a couple weeks before WrestleMania 42, but for WrestleMania 43 in 2027, where's that going to be? Now it could be somewhere else here in the States. It might be too late to start planning to change if you still want to go abroad for WrestleMania, to have it at Wembley Stadium. It might be too late for that. But if it's not, let's see if we can switch WrestleMania 43 over to London. Let's see if we can do that. If we can't, let's see if we can switch WrestleMania 43 over to New Orleans, which is where WrestleMania 42 was originally going to be before they changed it and keeping it in Las Vegas. So these things, the conflict that's happening within the world right now in the Middle East, what's going on with that war, leaves us with questions of what, for us wrestling fans, what these 3 PLEs, Night of Champions, Crown Jewel, and WrestleMania 42 will be. What's the backup plan for those as far as where they will be if this war continues throughout the rest of this year and into next year, which I feel that it will. And I hate saying that, but I feel that it will. And the next thing I want to talk about is a possible home for NXT PLEs. Now, right now, as of now, NXT PLE Stand and Deliver will be on YouTube. Now, YouTube might be the new home for all NXT PLEs. But I was thinking, if it's not going to be Netflix, if it's not going to be ESPN, which are still 2 viable options, then maybe it could be Paramount. Now, I know there's a merger happening with Paramount and Warner Brothers, and with Warner Brothers, you got HBO. And with HBO and HBO Max, you're able to watch Dynamite. You're able to watch AEW on HBO Max, whether it's their weekly shows of Dynamite and Collision, or their pay-per-views, which you got to pay for, with HBO Max. It's a little cheaper on HBO Max, but not that much cheaper. So, but on the Paramount side of things, I know even with the merger happening, it might not happen, but I was thinking that with Paramount, NXT PLEs on Paramount could work. And I say that because TKO, they own Endeavor, they own UFC. Now, I feel that with UFC on Paramount Plus, putting NXT PLEs on Paramount Plus could make for a good partnership. Having 2 different types of TKO-owned products on Paramount could work. Now, it's a complete idea, complete speculation. I still like the idea of NXT PLEs being on more on Netflix than ESPN. But if those are the 2 options, either one, more on the Netflix than on the ESPN side. But yes, but there is that chance that the home for NXT PLEs moving forward will be YouTube. But the idea of NXT PLEs on Paramount Plus, because of the partnership that TKO already has with Paramount Plus with UFC, it seems like a good idea. It seems like it could possibly work. But now really saying it out loud, I honestly prefer NXT PLEs on either Netflix or ESPN if those are the options. If it's not gonna at least be YouTube for its new home. I don't know. Something I wanted to bring up. And one final thing I want to bring up is Ricochet. And yeah, I brought up Ricochet a couple times here on Wrestling with Rumors. And I know I say this is the last time I'm going to do it. And I'm not going to say that anymore because sometimes I feel like I need to say something, a quote was said about him, and leave it to all of you to make your decisions moving forward. Now, there was something that Ricochet said that I'm not going to repeat about someone having MS, which is not cool. It's not cool to say. And he later apologized, and then it was said that AEW or AEW partners had no encouragement into Ricochet apologizing. Ricochet did that on his own. And the death threats that Ricochet and his wife Savannah had been getting is not okay. You know, the death threats it's not okay. And I've read some of those death threats, and it's terrifying what you see in those death threats, and it's not cool. You don't want to, you know, to feel that unsafe with those threats and having to deactivate your account because of those death threats. It can be pretty scary. I can imagine it being very scary. But what I want to say for Ricochet about his comments as of late, going one way, then going the other, then going back the other way, just his comments in general about what he says. It's one thing to say shit about professional wrestling and the company you're at, and it's a completely different thing when you talk about someone personally, and at least it feels personal, especially when you're talking about an illness they have, which is not cool. Which I don't take back anything I've said about Ricochet. You know, I respect the man in the ring, but the man outside the ring, as of late, has just been an asshole. And I want to read this quote from Eric Bischoff about what he said about Ricochet that really leans in towards his latest comment about someone having MS. To me, if he thinks he's being creative and he's using social media to get his character over, he's really wrong. He's not doing a good job of getting himself over on social media or otherwise. I just think he's a goof. He said it again. There was a point where he said that again, and he said a fucking goof. And I agree with that quote. There's nothing more or less I need to say about Ricochet. If this is who he really is, or if this is what he feels he needs to do to get his character over, or if he's doing this to, I don't know. I really don't know. It's just, I'm left speechless with it. So I think I'll just leave it with that quote. No need to say anything more or less about it. And that'll do it for this week's episode of Wrestling with Rumors. I appreciate all of you for watching. I know I'm in my dark place right now, but rain or shine, whatever I'm going through mentally, I put it aside, and I'm always going to show up and do this thing. I enjoy coming on here every Wednesday, talking to all of you about rumors and other things when it comes to pro wrestling. And we did that this week. We did it again this week. So thank you again. If you haven't yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can keep up with all new episodes of Wrestling with Rumors and my daily episode. Well, yeah, my Monday through Saturday episode of Rumor of the Day drops. Wrestling with Rumors drops every Sunday. And go ahead and hit that like button. Leave a comment. Let me know what's up. And I will see all of you next Sunday for a whole new episode of Wrestling with Rumors. Until then, hope all you have a good, fun, and safe week. Don't forget to take care of yourselves. I'm going to try and do the same. And I'll see you all in the next one. Peace, y'all.